on the news hour tonight. Former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai dumps APC to join the SDP. Fubara remains defiant as APC chairman calls for his resignation. Egg dealers report low patronage despite price slash. Congo ex-president Kabila's allies to be questioned by military prosecutor. Hello there, good evening and welcome to the News Hour on Trust TV. My name is Adeleke Ahmed. We start with the latest in politics as the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has resigned his membership of the ruling All Progressive Congress, the APC, while joining the Social Democratic Party, SDP. In a statement he issued on Monday, El-Rufai expressed his disappointment with the APC's leadership style, accusing the leadership of the party of straying from the progressive ideals of its founding members. He disclosed that he had expressed concerns both privately and publicly over the party's trajectory in the past 2 years, but found no willingness among the current leadership to address the issues. The former Kaduna State Governor described the SDP as the platform for his future political engagements, even as he called on his supporters and other concerned Nigerians to join him in the SDP, emphasizing the need for a unified democratic platform to challenge the APC in future elections. Malam Nasir El-Rufai's move followed his meetings with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Vice Presidential candidate Tunde Bakari, former President Muhammadu Buhari, among many other political figures. Reacting to this development, the Kaduna chapter of the All Progressive Congress says it will not lose sleep over the defection of its immediate past governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, to the Social Democratic Party. The state chapter of the APC, in a statement by Secretary Yahya Pate, says the party remains unperturbed by the defection of Malam Nasir El-Rufai. Well, in a related development, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Shehu Musa Gabam, says there will be no automatic ticket for politicians joining the party with the intention of contesting in the 2027 elections. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Trust TV, Shafiu Suleiman, the SDP chairman welcomed former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, into the fold of the SDP, while stressing that every aspirant must follow due process. He also hinted at the impending defection of another former governor from the southwest as the race to 2027 heats up. His report.
Confirming earlier speculations about his next political move after his falling out with the ruling APC, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai formally resigned from the APC and joined the Social Democratic Party, SDP. What does this mean for the party and Nigeria?
By any standard, by any analysis, by every perception, you cannot say that Malam El-Rufai is not an institution, in whatever way you choose to rate it. People may disagree with him. I can also disagree with him. But the fact of the matter is that he's a complete value added, And like I've said, don't be judgmental, wait, be patient as a media. You will see much perhaps that you have never thought of.
While political analysts believe El-Rufai's defection to the SDP is tied to a possible presidential bid, the national chairman reiterated that the party's philosophy is to entrench grassroots democratic participation and avoid the politics of endorsement.
The automatic ticket will come from the delegates, either at the state level, those who are aspiring for governorship, those who are aspiring for Senate, aspiring for House of Reps, for State Assembly. And naturally, those who are going to aspire for president, it's not me to decide. It's the delegate that will decide at the convention. That's why I'm saying that we are going to provide a level playing field.
Ruling out a possible merger with other political parties ahead of the next election, Gabam emphasized that the SDP is building a formidable platform to redefine governance in collaboration with patriotic Nigerians across ethnic and political divides.
Mergers are recipe for crisis now. The merger of APC, the situation as of then, the circumstances as of then, merger is okay. But as of today, you will create more problem than solving problem with merger. because largely you see a lot of black market operations. People making a lot of demands that are impossible to meet. And I have told you this severally, that we don't have probably what they are looking for. What we have is a platform. And then if your intention is to build a national platform that can accommodate all sorts of opinion, our diversity as a nation, then keep aside your personal ambition.
Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Staying with political developments, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, has urged the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, to either resign or face impeachment. This comes just days after Governor Fubara extended an invitation to the 27 state lawmakers under Martins Amehule who are loyal to the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike for a reconciliation meeting at the government house. Speaking to journalists at his residence in Port Harcourt, Okocha stated that the governor should step down honorably or risk the humiliation of being impeached by the lawmakers. Okocha, who criticized Governor Fubara's invitation to the 27 lawmakers, labeling it as a Greek gift, also condemned those threatening to destroy oil facilities in the region if impeachment proceedings are initiated against the governor, calling such threats an act of cowardice.
Advising the governor that there are two options available to him: resign or be impeached, because he has run the state aground. He has disrespected Mr. President, and we warned him. We said we will not sit here as a party to watch you insult Mr. President. Congratulate the assembly members who stood their grounds, 27 of them. Not even the overtures that were made, not the threats that came from left, right, and center, not the palpable hunger. Imagine that you worked for 2 years, nobody has paid you a dime, in a system that you were part of the production, and that was not enough to deter them. They followed from the one to the end, and today they are victors.
Staying with developments in Rivers State, the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has said that despite the ensuing political circumstances against his administration, Rivers people will emerge stronger eventually, while urging the people to remain peaceful and law-abiding in the overall interests of the state. The governor thereafter urged his teeming supporters and indeed well-meaning Rivers people not to be disheartened by recent turn of events, but rather cheer up, knowing that God does not, quote, start a thing by enthroning his administration and allowing it to be truncated halfway in the journey. The governor spoke at the inauguration of the palace of Nyewali Akpo Kingdom and residential quarters for the king, Eze Levi Amos Oriebe, built and furnished by the administration of Governor Fubara at Uzoba in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State on Monday.
To our timid supporters, I know your spirits are, some of your spirits are high, some of your spirits are low. But I want to assure you one important fact of life. God does not start and end halfway. It doesn't matter what the situation is, what the situation might be. Today, I assure you that will come up again stronger and better. Continue to follow my footstep, and that footstep remains peace. We need it because if anything happens, we are the greatest losers, because our concern for this state is not because of our own profit, but the total well-being of Rivers State.
Staying in Rivers, the House of Assembly on Monday called for the arrest of the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, retired. The Speaker of the Assembly, Martin Zamehule, issued the arrest warrant on Monday during plenary after the expiration of its 72-hour ultimatum for Justice Enebeli to appear before the House. The Assembly had reissued the warrant after the earlier 48-hour ultimatum issued the resident electoral commissioner. Now Justice Enebeli, who was invited by the Assembly to appear before it and explain how the October 5th, 2024 local government election was conducted. The resident electoral commissioner had fixed August 9, 2025 to conduct a fresh local council election in Rivers State following a Supreme Court verdict that annulled the October 5th, 2024 council polls conducted in Rivers State. Justice Obiora Egwatu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned the suit filed by the senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Senator Natasha Poti-Oduaghan, till March 25th, 2025. Senator Natasha had approached the Federal High Court seeking an order restraining the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges of the Nigerian Senate from investigating her. The court subsequently granted the order last week, but the Senate on Thursday suspended the Kogi senator for 6 months after it considered the report of its committee. At the hearing of the matter on Monday, counsels to the first, second and third defendants told the court that they have not been served. Counsel to the claimant, Michael Numa SAN, informed the court that all parties had been served, adding that affidavits of service were before the court. After going through the affidavits of service before the court, Justice Egwatu confirmed service of all processes and all defendants. In his ruling, Justice Egwatu thereafter adjourned the matter to March 25th, 2025 and ordered that all the relevant processes be served on parties before the adjourned date.
Well, in legal proceedings, service of processes is very important because it's only when parties are properly served that can study the cases and know how to respond. So the judge have acted very well by ordering that all the relevant processes should be exchanged by the parties so that everybody will be in a better position to respond. And it will also give the court a good ground, to rule on the matter. We are strange. The court has no such right. By being very law-abiding institution, the Senate, we must answer to the call of the court. That's why we're here. But it is right to say that the internal affairs of the National Assembly cannot be entertained by court. It's only after, if not done in line with the law, that the court can come in. Well, we are acting in line with our rules, and Order 66 Rule 8 of the Standing Order of the Senate empowers the Senate to extend the suspension as long as they deem fit.
In other news, the Osun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has dismissed allegations of a $20 million fraud leveled against former governor of the state, Adeboye Oyetola, by his successor, Governor Adeleke. Adeleke, in a petition submitted to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission last week, accused former Governor Oyetola of money laundering and violations of the Public Procurement Act. But addressing journalists in Abuja on Sunday, Osun APC Media Director Kola Olabisi described Adeleke's petition as, quote, a politically motivated attempt to tarnish Oyetola's reputation. Olabisi accused Adeleke of using the fraud claim as a tool to settle political scores after failing to control the state's local council elections. He challenged the Adeleke administration to publish the names of contractors and contract award dates to substantiate the claims. But in response, the Osun State government maintains that it will not be intimidated or blackmailed into silence, urging those implicated in the petition to prepare to defend themselves. Egg dealers and wholesalers in Jos, the Plateau State capital, are experiencing low patronage from customers despite a reduction in the price of the commodity. The dealers say notwithstanding the Ramadan period when the demand is expected to rise, buyers are not forthcoming as much as expected, as Musa reports in this story.
According to the dealers, about 2 months ago, they used to sell a crate of eggs for between 5,200 and 5,300 naira, but currently the price has dropped to between 4,400 and 4,500 naira, depending on the size of the eggs. But in spite of the current development, the dealers said they are not making huge sales like even when the egg was expensive.
Oh, the market is very low. People are not coming and demanding for the eggs now. Even the price is low and people are not coming to buy it. That is why the market still is struggling to move, and the price is still falling, keep falling. If to say that the price is falling and people are coming and buy it, it should be appreciating the price.
The price is my people, they are not demanding. We don't know the reason, but the price is down, but people, they are not demanding as before. As before, even the price rate of people, they are demanding. Usually before Ramadan, I can used to sell more than 1,000 crates, but now I used to sell 200 crates, 100 crates.
They said the current situation in the market is negatively affecting them.
We don't know the reason, but some people might they gather the egg, but they are getting lost because they are expecting they will get more high price during Ramadan. Unfortunately, the price refuses to rise up.
It's affecting us. Before, each day we used to sell like 1,000 crates or 500 crates, but now it will take us like 1 week or 2 weeks before we sell like 500 crates.
Nabil Umar is a young poultry farmer. He confirmed that though there is slight reduction in price of feed in the market, it will definitely affect the price of the commodity.
Before, when we go to buy the fish, it increases in thousands, but there are some sudden reductions that we'll be having by 300 naira. So at least it's going to go a long way. Like maybe before, if you are able to buy maybe, let us say 10 bags, but due to the reduction now you can be able to buy 12 bags, and at least there's an advantage, and we hope that there will be more reduction.
Some customers also speak on the price of eggs in the market.
The smaller ones we buy 200, and then bigger ones we buy them 250. It's very, very high. Now the people don't buy it like before.
To me, the price has not reduced because we buy 2 eggs at the rate of 600 naira at the tea selling point. We also buy raw eggs at the rate of 200 naira each. We even manage to buy them at the current price if we have the money. They are hopeful that the price will reflect the price reduction to give them a little respite. From Jos, Musa reporting for Trust TV.
Charity is a fundamental part of the Ramadan season, seen as a means to express generosity, strengthen community bonds, and purify the soul. Muslims fulfill this duty through almsgiving and other charitable initiatives aimed at supporting the poor and vulnerable in the society. However, despite efforts by philanthropists, religious organizations, and mosques, the ongoing economic downturn in the country has significantly impacted charitable activities this Ramadan season, making it harder for many to give as they once did. Trust TV's Bello Musa tells us more in this report.
Helping the less privileged is generally encouraged by Islam. Although faithful intensify acts of charity in the month of Ramadan, this is achieved by providing families with essential food supplies to ensure they have what it takes to start and end their fasting.
Whoever helps orphans will receive blessings from God. We are happy with the assistance from donors. We pray that wealthy individuals will intensify assistance to the poor during this Ramadan. If help for the needy in the society increases, many of them would have been out of payment.
Muslim organizations and individuals have modernized charity through philanthropic initiatives to effectively manage the distribution of food items to the orphans and less privileged, with many of them emphasizing that they are obeying the directives of Allah.
We are happy each time we put smiles on people's faces. Orphans are living in abject poverty, and it is our duty as a community to put smiles on their faces.
The implementation of zakat, donations, sadaqah or wakaf are implemented through programs organized by the Mosque Committee or Islamic organizations. Clerics highlight the significance of these Islamic rites.
Feeding the needy at this situation is a recommendable act of worship from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because whatever you do, whatever you feed, especially during Ramadan, if you feed a soul and help him meet some of his needs, you are divided about 70% folds of whatever you give as a reward.
Besides, philanthropic individuals and other Islamic organizations who engage in charity work during the Ramadan, churches in Kaduna also took part in the act to cement the relationship between the adherents of the two religions, especially as the Lenten season is also observed by the Christian faithful.
My Bible tells me, do unto others as you expect someone to do unto you. That's what my Bible tells me. And Jesus Christ said it straight away. And besides, we should be our brother's keeper. Same thing, the Bible said it. So why should I abandon fellow human beings who are in need, and most especially the physically challenged, the widows, the orphans, which my Bible commanded me I should treat them well and I should deal with them fairly.
Funding of this charity work depends on zakat, wakaf or sadaqat by well-meaning Muslims. However, the economic downturn has impacted the activities of the donors.
The cost of living is affecting charity work because items we would ordinarily have bought at the rate of 50,000 naira, we now buy them at the rate of 200,000 naira.
But I'm surprised that the money you buy many bags, you are buying one bag. It's so stressful, sir.
Although thousands benefit from charity this Ramadan, but many are yet to receive the gesture due to either economic hardship that has negatively impacted philanthropy or the overwhelming number of the needy during the Ramadan. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Back here in Abuja, traders at the bustling Utaku market in the nation's capital are experiencing mixed fortunes this Ramadan season. While some report a slowdown in consumer spending, blaming it on the current economic policies and dwindling purchasing power, others say they have seen a surge in demand for specific goods. Trust TV's Noel Sampson gauges their reactions in this report.
Ramadan presents both challenges and opportunities for small businesses in Nigeria, with some facing reduced productivity due to altered work hours as employees focus on religious observance. In the alternative, other businesses are experiencing increased sales in Ramadan-related goods and services. At the popular Utaku market, which is always bustling during business hours, either during Ramadan periods or not, there is a clear lull in business as indicated by the scanty number of customers there.
Alhamdulillah, gaskiya zamu gode wa Allah.
We thank God now for this period of Ramadan, as the market is better and going well than before. God is helping us this period.
For now, we sell very well, but now everything go down because of the fasting. They are not buying the way they used to buy before. You know that so many people are not eating, and it's not only Ramadan. Catholic people, they are doing our fasting also, so things go down very well.
If not before, where they do fasting like this, like as Niwa also they do. If they do them before, people go enter market, they buy plenty. But since this condition, Nigeria they like this now, because of the situation, they not even enter market, because to enter transport, come buy this thing. They not even see money for transport.
Honestly, market they share, but it's not like before. Not like before at all. Before we used to say markets. But before now, as you see me sit down, I think you get me, I sit down like this, I'm listening to some things. So before, I don't have that chance. They don't have that chance before.
Pastor Aluya, who is a regular customer at Utaku Market, gave reasons for sharp decline in patronage this period.
Well, a couple of reasons are responsible. This particular season, you even discover the government has not been able to meet the financial obligations to workers. If in the last few weeks, government overpaid and they are deducting money. That is one thing. Government are not be able to meet their financial obligation to workers. The normal rises inflation has eaten up the cost of living, and people are not able to meet.
For many Nigerians, the decline in purchasing power of most Nigerians is a direct consequence of the economic policies of the federal government. Hence, they are appealing to the central government to fix the economy so that Nigerians can regain their purchasing power. No, Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In other news, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has proposed the 6th of May for the inaugural flight of Nigerian pilgrims for the 2025 Hajj exercise. Speaking during the signing of agreement with selected airlines to participate in the Hajj operations on Monday in Abuja, NACON's Commissioner for Operations, Inspectorate and License, Anofi Elegushi, said this is to prepare the airlines for premium service for Nigerian pilgrims during the airlift operations. The Commission had announced Max Air, Airpeace, Umza Airline and Flynas as the selected airline to airlift the 52,000 pilgrims under the state allocation. Speaking during the event, Elegushi urged the airlines to ensure no hiccup in the exercise. He also added that this year's operations would see payments made promptly, but will be in Naira for Nigerian carrier and Saudi Riyals for the sole Saudi carrier for the operations. You're watching the Newshour on Trust TV. Still to come. Kano pushes forward with CNG adoption, but stakeholders remain skeptical due to inadequate infrastructure. More on this and many other stories up ahead in just a moment. Welcome back to the news. Let's take a second look at our top stories. Former Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, dumps the APC while joining the SDP. Governor Fubara remains defiant as APC chairman in Rivers calls for his resignation. Farmers in Kacha and surrounding communities of Niger State are celebrating a bumper harvest this season. However, poor road infrastructure has become a major hurdle, making it difficult for them to transport their produce to the markets and maximize their profits. More in this report.
Kacha Market, the area's main trade hub, is where most farmers from Niger, Kogi and Kwara bring their rice for sale. Traders say that on each market day, at least 5 trucks, each carrying between 300 and 500 bags, transport paddy and milled rice out of the market. But poor road network linking the rural communities where rice is grown make transportation difficult. As a result, many farmers turn to water transport using boats to navigate the area's waterways. But this comes with significant risks as frequent boat mishaps continue to claim lives and destroy goods.
We brought some rice from across to the market, and we don't have any way, another way, if we want to get our goods to market apart the canoe. Many people, not only one person, many people they couldn't use life jacket because there's no that life jacket everywhere. Just few people have it, not anybody have it. And even the canoe people who driving the drivers of the canoe, they couldn't use it. Why? They don't have it. And government couldn't give them. The accident they are always get at the water is too much. The loss of life is too much. But the government will help us to get any boat if you want to go. It will give any of the passengers the life jacket to use it.
We gain a lot from buying and selling farm produce because it is our means of livelihood. But our major challenge is associated with transportation. We use boats and canoes to bring goods to the market, and sometimes the boats and canoes are overloaded. A boat meant to carry 100 passengers sometimes carries above its capacity. But passengers also contribute to this, especially when they are in a haste to arrive the market.
Kacha Market is one of the biggest markets where farm produce, especially rice, are brought for sale. This market should be one of the 3 biggest markets for farm produce in Niger State. We are surrounded by water and goods are brought from every direction. Buyers of rice and other farm produce come from as far as Kwara, Sokoto and Abuja. Currently, it is sold at 42,000 naira to 45,000 naira. You will find dozens of trailers coming to load paddy rice here. The price of paddy rice has been fluctuating. The National Inland Waterways Authority (NIWA) has outlined penalties for non-compliance with safety regulations. This includes a 50,000 naira fine for night travel and transporting dangerous or high inflammable materials, and 20,000 naira fine for overloading and dumping refuse into waterways. Also, operators will be fined 10,000 naira for failure to use a life jacket, operating a boat without a valid license, or lacking a fire extinguisher. Boat operators have, however, pointed out that life jackets are not readily available in local markets and government supply is insufficient. They lamented that without a reliable transportation system, their end gain from irrigation-based farming may not translate into real economic benefits. Farmers call for urgent government intervention to improve road infrastructure and enhance waterway safety. Abubakar Akote, Trust TV News, Mina.
Elsewhere, farmers in Bauchi State have committed to embrace the Irrigate Nigeria project, which was recently launched in the state to increase mechanized farming and improve irrigation. The project aims to also increase food production by enabling farmers to harvest 3 times a year and improve irrigation by providing modern technology to farmers. Trust TV's Adamu Imam sought the views of experts and farmers in Bauchi State on how they are embracing this new initiative. His report.
The Irrigate Nigeria initiative, launched by the federal and Bauchi state government, it's a deliberate attempt to incorporate farmers to key into farm mechanization for sustainability in agriculture to address food insecurity. While acknowledging that the program is a step in the right direction, experts in Bauchi say there are areas of improvement before going into such initiative proper, especially with focus on creating more water dams with channel across irrigation sites.
For example, if you go to a dam at Adamawa State, which I visited, you discover that there are some layouts whereby farmers will not suffer to draw water from the dam, because they've done a kind of layout whereby you just plug in your hose and then you have access to water. But most of the dams are not having those such facilities whereby farmers can easily get access to water. They have to spend a lot of money buying 2, 3, 4 rolls of hoses before they can draw water to where their farms is.
Out of over 40 districts we have in Bauchi State, that's a great number. All we are praying for is sustainability. We are praying for the program to be sustained. When it's sustained, the phase we have started now, if we continue in that direction, within 5 years, Bauchi said it will be in the map of states that are dry season farmers.
Meanwhile, these reactions from these farmers signify hope on irrigation and a commitment to the initiative despite its capital-intensive nature.
We have been practicing irrigation farming for long, but we are not into commercial irrigation farming. And for you to be food sustainable, you must practice mechanized irrigation farming for you to be able to move forward.
Honestly, this is a welcome development for agribusiness, but we still appeal for more support as we trust God to bring more prosperity to us. It gives us hope that we have begun the journey to alleviate hunger in this country. I sincerely thank our leaders for making this happen. Initially, our major challenges was farm tools and other implements, and we were praying for things to change. But with this initiative, I think our focus will now shift towards mechanized farming. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, and Tiamir Rice Nigeria are the major driving forces towards ensuring the success of the initiative, and also empower farmers by providing access to agricultural inputs and market opportunities. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Staying in the agriculture sector, for many years, hippo attacks have been the greatest nightmare for hundreds of farmers in Difa community of Yamaltu-Deba local government area of Gombe State. The late-night invasions pose a serious threat to food security and the livelihood of farmers who depend on irrigation farming along the riverbanks. To defend their fields, farmers have developed strategies to scare the animals away, sacrificing their night's rest from planting to harvest season. Trust TV's Hassan Kohli recently visited the community and spent a night with a vigilante group guarding the farmlands. His report.
The unpredictability of hippopotamus attacks makes them all the more terrifying. The animals only emerge occasionally, driven by hunger, but when they do, they leave a trail of destruction. To prevent devastating losses, farmers take turns staying on their fields or hire vigilantes to protect their rice farms along the Ifa River. Armed with torches, stones, and locally made guns, the vigilantes patrol the river banks by canoe and on foot, determined to keep the hippos at bay. We stay off all night, waiting for them. We throw stones, fire warning shots, anything to scare them away. I once came face to face with one. It chased me down, and I barely escaped. I also been attacked by a snake at midnight. But no matter the danger, I must protect my farm. For some, this is not just personal battle, but a source of livelihood. Men like Alhaji serve as farm guards for hire, taking on life-threatening work of protecting rice field from November to May. Despite the risks, the pay is low, just 15,000 to 20,000 naira per season, depending on the farm owner. The government must step in and deploy trained personnel to help us. We cannot continue like this. Many farmers live in constant fear, knowing that even one missed night of patrol could cost them everything. We were just 2 days from harvest when hippos came. They ate everything, 500,000 naira worth of rice. That same night, my motorcycle was swept away by the river. I almost gave up on irrigation farming. The losses continue to mount, and farmers say the crisis demands urgent intervention. When hippo attacked Habu Makuri's farm, they destroyed 10 hectares of rice, worth over 1.5 million naira. The losses are devastating, and no one compensates us. The government must either relocate these animals or send security forces to guard our fields.
Just right behind me, you can see the damaged crops. An entire section of farmland have been trampled and eaten by these massive animals, leaving farmers devastated.
For now, farmers are left to fend for themselves, clinging to hope that help will come before another harvest is lost. Hassan Kohli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Now, in what appears to be a reprisal attack following the killing of their leader, Maigemu, by a combined security force in Kebbi, suspected Lakra terrorists on Sunday attacked Birnindede village, killing 13 people. According to a source, the assailants also said at least 8 villages on fire near Birnindede, all within the Arewa local government area of Kebbi State. The source also explained to newsmen that the attack was carried out in retaliation for the killing of the Lakura leader by security forces. He added that the attackers spared only one village, which was guarded by the Nigerian army. The chairman of Arewa local government area, Sani Aliu, confirmed this development to newsmen. The combined security forces, with the support of Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, recently led an attack that led to the killing of the group's kingpin leader, whose activities have become notorious, with the Nigerian army helping to keep them at bay. A 32-year-old member of a vigilante group was killed by suspected Boko Haram insurgents when they launched an attack on Gujba town in Gujba local government area of Yobe State. The executive secretary of the Yobe State Emergency Management Agency, Muhammad Goje, disclosed this on his verified Facebook page on Monday. Goje said an assessment of the damage revealed that 14 households comprising approximately 57 individuals were directly affected. He added that, quote, a total of 12 blocks of rooms and 8 shops, primarily belonging to business owners and local vigilante groups, were completely destroyed by fire. According to Goje, Governor Buni commiserated with the victims and assured them that the government would provide support and relief while also strengthening security measures in the community to protect lives and properties. In other security news, bandits have killed at least 14 persons in 4 communities of Akure North local government area of Ondo State. The affected communities, identified simply as Aba Alajido, Aba Sunday, Aba Pastor and Ademekun, are predominantly occupied by local farmers. A police source who confirmed the development said the gun-wielding men stormed the 4 communities at midnight on Saturday, striking everyone on sight. He explains that 14 dead bodies had so far been recovered in the affected communities, while search was still ongoing for others. A local resident in one of the communities, who identified himself as Sunday, also explains that scores of the farmers who were taken into the bush are still missing. He says that the attack had started since last week Monday, but the major one happened on Friday night without anybody stopping the act. Confirming this development, the police public relations officer, Fumilayo Odunlami, disclosed that an investigation had been launched into the attack. Residents of Ketu Ikosi in Lagos State are lamenting what they call forced evictions and demolitions, claiming they have been unfairly targeted and left homeless. Many affected families say they have lost their homes overnight, adding that they were neither warned nor offered the opportunity to negotiate their departure. The report.
The ongoing demolition exercise in Ketu Ikosi has left several families displaced, forcing them to seek shelter under harsh conditions. Residents claim that the evictions were selectively carried out, with some buildings spared, while others were demolished without proper legal backing. A community member whose house was affected shared the distressing experience of losing his property and struggling to provide shelter for his family. He revealed that multiple attempts to engage with authorities on the matter had been unsuccessful, as those responsible continued to deny any wrongdoing.
All my property, they pack out, they say they cannot stay in the building again. And I try look for money to put the property back, to feed, it's my property, so understand. And I look for money to put the roofing back. After putting the roofing back, they are still coming to the community. They are still coming to the community, threatening people that they are still coming back. And they are jubilating that they have win the ownership of the property through the Minister of Justice, that nothing we can do anymore.
I don't know how my life will be now. I don't know where I'm going. I just beg Oba. I beg Oba, make him do as he like. Make him know that there is God. God day. There is no anybody that God make can talk to. We believe that God will talk to you.
They said they will be coming during the night, and we are not being able to sleep with eyes closed since that February 3rd. So now they say they are coming again. I don't know what will happen. That's why we are here now.
Residents alleged that the land ownership was transferred through the Ministry of Justice, leaving them powerless to fight back against the evictions. As the crisis escalates, affected families are calling on the government and human rights organizations to step in, urging authorities to ensure fairness and justice for those who have lost their homes.
To Kano now, where the state government says it is leading the way in adopting CNG technology with the aim of meeting its financial and environmental objectives. However, commercial vehicle drivers and other potential users are raising concerns over inadequate infrastructure for conversion as well as refueling. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim has more from Kano.
With its eco-friendly and cost-effective benefits, compressed natural gas is rapidly becoming the preferred fuel for modern fleets. It is also known for being a cleaner and cheaper fuel compared to traditional gasoline and diesel. Experts say a number of factors make CNG a viable option.
CNG is different from LPG because the pressure, that's the density of the pressure. The CNG is almost 300 bar, that's 300 psi, while the LPG is 30 bar. So there is difference between LPG and CNG. So people are thinking that the way LPG is flammable, that's how CNG is. So CNG is not like LPG.
In a bid to reduce operational costs and promote sustainability, the State Internal Revenue Service, with the support of the federal government, has deployed these 27 hybrid petrol and CNG powered vehicles, setting a significant example for other public sector agencies.
The whole idea behind the restoration project is to bring to life grounded and comatose vehicles of the service. We have 27 of them that are being refurbished and also, empowered with the CNG facility to reduce the operational cost of the service. So we expect a reduction of more than 40% in our cost of collection. We expect more than 50% reduction in our operational cost going forward. So this is the whole idea behind it. And we, because we are dealing with a lot of state agencies that are asking for a lot of funding and financing from the government, we came up with this idea in order to reduce that so much pressure on the state government so that other resources will be diverted to other areas of need.
Many residents who are aware of its benefits are eagerly awaiting the shift to CNG across the wider community.
Well, the only thing I know about CNG is it's way cheaper than petrol, and I would love the government to start encouraging the citizens to use it more because it's cheaper.
CNG mutane suna son su ringa amfani da shi, so amma matsalar da yake faruwa yanzu.
Of course, many of us would like to convert to the use of CNG. However, the major problem is we don't know when the conversion centers will be more available in Kano like it is in some other states.
As more residents become aware of its benefits, CNG's widespread adoption could pave the way for a cleaner, more sustainable Kano. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
Still watching the news hour on Trust TV. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Stick around. Welcome back to the news. The Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, says petrol marketers have lost billions following the recent downward review of fuel prices by the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited and Dangote Refinery. Petron spokesperson Joseph Obele disclosed this on Monday, calling for healthy competition and price stability in Nigeria's petroleum downstream sector. Last week, the NNPCL reduced its retail price of petrol from 945 naira per litre to 965 naira per litre, to 860 naira to 880 naira in Lagos and Abuja. The adjustment came shortly after the Dangote Refinery also lowered its price to within the same range in its distribution centers nationwide, triggering a fresh price war. In response to the volatility, Petron advocated for a 6-month price stability mechanism, stressing that the sudden price drop has left many marketers counting losses running into billions. Oil prices fell on Monday following the impact of U.S. import tariffs on global economic growth and fuel demands, as well as rising output from OPEC Plus producers. Brent crude fell 6 cents to $70.30 a barrel after settling up 90 cents on Friday. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was at $66.96 a barrel, down 8 cents after closing 68 cents higher in the previous trading session. Latest data by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries Secretariat as of March 3rd says the price of its basket of 12 crudes stood at $75.16 a barrel on Friday compared to $74.98 the previous day. WTI declined for a 7th successive week, the longest losing streak since November of 2023, while Brent was down for a 3rd consecutive week after U.S. President Donald Trump imposed then delayed tariffs on its key oil suppliers, Canada and Mexico, while raising taxes on Chinese goods. On the foreign scene, in a sign of escalating political tensions in the Democratic Republic of Congo, officials from former President Joseph Kabila's party have been summoned by military prosecutors amid rising conflict in the country's east. The exact reason for the summons remains unclear, according to Jean Mbubu, a lawyer representing the officials and Kabila's former security advisor. However, the move follows recent accusations by President Felix Tshisekedi, who claims Kabila is sponsoring M23 rebels, the Rwandan-backed armed group that has captured 2 major cities in eastern Congo since January this year. Kabila, who once shared an uneasy power-sharing deal with Tshisekedi, has recently engaged with opposition politicians and civil society members to discuss DRC's political future. His actions come as Tshisekedi faces mounting criticism over his handling of the ongoing M23 insurgency. Reports indicate that about 10 invitation letters were sent to members of Kabila's People's Party for Reconstruction and Democracy, though only 3 individuals were expected to appear for questioning in Kinshasa on Monday. Time now to bring you up to speed with the latest in sports. Here is Adeni Ajishafe with the latest.
The Nigerian Premier Football League has reiterated its unwavering commitment to improving the quality and visibility of the league. This comes as 4 NPFL players were named in Coach Eric Chel's 39-man professional squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. NPFL chairman Benga Elegbeleye hailed the inclusion of NPFL players in Super Eagles professional leagues as a positive development for the league, emphasizing on the need to continue creating opportunities for NPFL talent to shine on the national and international stage. Elegbeleye said the inclusion of Kaode Bankole, Remo Stars, Ahmed Musa of Kano Pillars, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi of Rangers International and Papadane Mustafa of Niger Tornadoes in the professional squad is a testament to their hard work and dedication, which also highlights the quality of players in NPFL as consistency from these players will open more doors for others.
Now our boys are not looked again by the coach of the Nigerian Super Eagles. I feel great. I feel happy. Well, I am an advocate of a local content inclusion in our national team, and I think that one is coming to fulfillment. So I'm quite happy, and I feel really very elated.
Elegbeleye expressed confidence in the work done by the Nigerian Football Federation Technical Department, led by Osni Kwavon, in selecting players.
All this invitation that you are seeing is been monitoring, and I'm sure there is sort of it's traveling up and down to many matches. It's what is giving the guys a chance.
The NPFL is poised to become a powerhouse for nurturing future national team stars. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
And that is our offering for you on the News Hour tonight. Thank you most kindly for joining us. Do well to stay in touch with us across our social media platforms, across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and many more. And also check out our website, trusttv.com, for the latest news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. From myself and the rest of the team, thank you for watching, and good night.